Ever gazed at a circuit board and wondered what those tiny components do? Well, you're not alone in your curiosity. Circuit boards, or printed circuit boards, are the backbone of modern electronic devices. These intricate pieces of technology are everywhere, from the smartphone in your pocket to the refrigerator in your kitchen. They're compact, yet filled with a multitude of components, each playing a crucial role in the operation of the device they inhabit. Within these small, yet complex assemblies, lies a world of resistors, capacitors, diodes, transistors, and integrated circuits, each serving a unique purpose. Recognizing these components and understanding their functions is a fundamental step in the journey of electronics exploration. It's like learning a new language, a language spoken by all our electronic devices. So, if you've ever wanted to delve deeper into the heart of your favorite gadgets, you've come to the right place. Today, we will demystify these components one by one. First off, meet the resistor, a vital player in the world of electronics. These little components play a crucial role in controlling the flow of electric current. They're like traffic wardens, regulating the number of electrons that can pass through at any given time. You'll often find them sporting a series of color-coded bands. These aren't just for show. They tell us a great deal about the resistor's value. The first two bands indicate the first two digits of the value. The third band represents a multiplier, and the fourth band tells us the tolerance. It's a clever system, a bit like a secret code. These humble resistors are essential in maintaining the balance within the circuit board system. They prevent other components from experiencing current overload, which could lead to failure or even damage. So the next time you see those tiny color-banded components, know they are the humble resistors managing the flow of electrons. Moving on, let's identify another key player, the capacitor. Now, capacitors are the unsung heroes of the circuit board. They have one primary job: to store and discharge electrical energy. Think of them as tiny batteries that store energy for use when needed. Now, how do you spot them? Capacitors are typically cylindrical in shape. Unlike resistors that are more rectangular, they stand erect on the circuit board, like little soldiers ready for duty. You'll find them scattered across the board, always on standby to balance the electrical flow. But why are capacitors important? Well, they prevent sudden changes in voltage by absorbing and releasing electrical charge. They are the safeguards, maintaining stability in the electrical flow of your devices. So, when you're scanning your circuit board and you spot those cylindrical components, give a nod of acknowledgement. They're the silent workers, making sure your device runs smoothly. So those cylindrical components you see are capacitors, the energy savers of your circuit board. Now, what about those tiny components with three legs? Those are the diodes and transistors. Let's start with diodes. You can think of a diode as a one-way street for electricity. It allows current to flow in one direction, from the anode or positive side to the cathode or negative side. This unidirectional flow is crucial in many electronics, especially in power supply circuits where diodes convert alternating current to direct current. So when you see a diode, remember it's a traffic cop of sorts, ensuring current flows in the right direction. Transistors, on the other hand, are a bit more complex. They're like the managers of the electronic world. They can do two main jobs: amplify or switch electronic signals. In the amplification role, transistors can take a small input signal, like the one from your guitar, and make it louder so it can drive your speaker. As switches, transistors can turn a circuit on or off, controlling power flow. For instance, in a computer, millions of transistors work as switches to perform binary computations. Now you might be wondering, how can you distinguish between a diode and a transistor just by looking at them? Well, it's quite simple. Diodes typically have two legs and are often cylindrical or rectangular, while transistors have three legs and are usually flat and black. But remember, appearances can be deceiving. Always check the markings on the components or refer to the circuit schematic to be sure. A diode is usually marked with an arrow symbol, pointing in the direction of conventional current flow from the anode to the cathode. Transistors, however, are marked with letters and numbers such as BC547 or 2N3904, which are their specific model identifiers. So there you have it. Diodes and transistors, though small, play a vital role in the functioning of electronic circuits. They're like the unsung heroes, quietly doing their jobs to keep our devices running smoothly. Remember, diodes point the way for current, while transistors amplify or switch signals. Next up, the most complex component on the board, the integrated circuit, or IC. These are the small black rectangles you'll often see dotting the landscape of the board, each one sprouting multiple metallic legs, like some sort of cybernetic centipede. But don't let their humble appearance fool you. These ICs are the very crux of modern electronics. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly do these ICs do? Well, think of them as the brain of the circuit board. They're responsible for the heavy lifting, handling complex tasks and computations that make your devices tick. You see, within each of these ICs are countless tiny electronic components, such as transistors, diodes, resistors, and capacitors, all intricately connected to perform specific tasks. Each IC is a marvel of miniaturization, packing in more power and functionality into a smaller space than was ever possible before. They're the reason why our smartphones can fit in our pockets, and our laptops aren't the size of a briefcase. Without ICs, the world of electronics as we know it would simply not exist. But not all ICs are created equal. They come in a variety of types, each designed for a specific purpose. There are microprocessors, which are like the central processing units of a computer. Then there are memory chips, which store information. And let's not forget about the application-specific ICs, or ASICs, that are custom designed for particular uses. So, how can you identify an IC on a circuit board? Look for the black rectangles with multiple legs. They're typically marked with numbers and letters, which are unique identifiers that tell us the type and function of the IC. With a bit of research, you can find out exactly what each IC does in your device. So, those black rectangles are the brains of the operation, managing the complex tasks in your devices. They're the unsung heroes, silently and efficiently making our electronic world go round, one computation at a time. Lastly, let's not forget the other components that also play a part in the circuit board. Among these unsung heroes are connectors, switches, and fuses, each with their unique roles. Connectors, for instance, are the unsung heroes that link different parts of the circuit together, allowing for a continuous flow of electricity. Switches are the gatekeepers of electricity. They decide when to allow the flow of electricity and when to cut it off, giving us control over our devices. Just think about turning on a light or starting your laptop. That's the handiwork of a switch. Fuses are the guardians of the circuit board. They protect our devices from overloads of electricity by blowing or breaking when the current gets too high. This small act saves our devices from potential damage. These components play supportive roles, but are as crucial as the main actors to the smooth functioning of your device. Now let's recap what we've learned today. We took an enlightening journey through the complex yet intriguing world of circuit boards. We began by identifying resistors, those essential components that control the flow of electricity. Next, we unveiled capacitors, the charge storage units that play a crucial role in filtering and timing circuits. Moving on, we demystified diodes and transistors. These components, which control the direction and amplification of current respectively, are the heart of most electronic devices. We then delved into the brain of the board, the integrated circuits, compact and efficient maestros of electronic orchestration. Finally, we touched upon a few miscellaneous components, each with its unique role and appearance, contributing to the overall function of the board. Understanding these components is the first step in mastering the art of electronics. So next time you look at a circuit board, it won't be a mysterious piece of tech, but a fascinating world of components working together.